I used to have a YouTube channel, honestly. It was doing pretty well. Like, I was getting a good amount of views, like hundreds of thousands of views. But I couldn't achieve my goal, which was to transform those views into actual income and make it like a consistent, predictable source of income for my life. Because I wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was a little boy. And I started pursuing this dream very seriously like a few years ago. And I was getting, uploading the videos and getting a decent amount of views. But I got to a point where I almost quit because I saw the goal was there. It was right in front of me. I was making money, but it wasn't enough. And I just didn't understand how change itself works. Like, how do you change yourself from this situation to that situation over there and actually get the thing that you wanted, right? And so I almost quit. I said, okay, I'm gonna try for the next few months. If this doesn't work, then I'ma just quit, right? And I'm gonna try and do something else. I was in a really bad state mentally because I just couldn't get this thing, my dream. I couldn't get my dream. I almost gave up on it, right? And that's when I took a course. So, to be honest, I know courses have like this really bad reputation online. I personally like don't give a fuck if you wanna sell a course. Sell a course. Like, who cares, right? If it's a bad or good, that's a bad product. It doesn't mean it's a scam. I personally don't give a shit. If you think it's bad, then that's your opinion, right? So what ended up happening is that I took this program. Well, I think one thing we can all agree on is that there is good and bad in everything, right? So there is good courses, bad courses. There is good people in this country, bad people in that same country, and it applies to everything. There is good and bad in everything. So this program that I took ended up actually being extremely good. Don't worry, I don't have anything to sell you. I don't give a shit, right? So I took this one program from a guy named Sam Ovens. So this guy actually ended up becoming a billionaire, and this course was like from a long time ago. And because I was like in a really, really bad place in life, when I took this program, it really felt like I could see the world in a whole new lens. It felt like I just wore glasses for like the first time after being blind my entire life. It's insane. And the reason why it was really good because this guy gave me a new philosophy of change. He taught me how does one change themselves and achieve transformation. So I want to share that lessons, though, like the big lesson that I learned from that course here with you in this video. It's very, very powerful. A lot of people in this self-improvement space, they talk about I tried watching videos about this, and I've never really been able to find a good, simple advice that explains it in an understandable way. Everyone says, oh yeah, update your image, improve your beliefs, but what the fuck does that even mean? So I want to explain this philosophy at a foundational level. And in future videos, probably I'll get like a little bit more practical. So let me explain what this is. So do you remember like in the previous video, so this is like a playlist on analytical psychology and how one transforms their mind properly, okay? So in the previous video, I talked about how a persona being a mask, and how so many people really mistake themselves for the role that they're playing. Well, that's because society reinforces these roles. Roles are what keep structures intact. Think about it for a second, right? If everyone just did whatever they wanted without caring, then nothing would get done and nothing would stand firm. The real problem, however, isn't in having a mask, isn't in having a character. It's when you over-identify yourself with a specific role that you are playing. And I call this the mental disease of the static self. Yes, it is a literal fucking disease if you understand this properly. I'll tell you why. So we've been conditioned from a really, really young age to believe that we are fixed, we are someone specific and that we cannot change. Just give me a second. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this, okay? But like phrases like, be yourself, don't try to be something that you're not. These ideas, they feed into this ideology. It's a part of a larger epidemic in the Western world where everyone is constantly searching for themselves. How everyone is like in this Western world is like going around asking, who am I? They're trying to find themselves, saying things like, oh, I like this, I identify with that. I hate that. These are not my people. I hate those people, etc. And people like they cling to an identity that they think is theirs. And that identity then gets stronger and stronger over time, and it gets solidified by life experiences. But here's the thing. As humans, it's very natural for us to want more than what we currently are. It's natural to want to grow and prosper and improve. The problem comes when you are unwilling to let go of who you think you are right now. That's where all the conflict begins, because every time you try to become someone new, every time you try to become the version of yourself that you desire, you are out of alignment with who you think you are right now. Because the future you isn't the current you. That's why you wanted it in the first place, right? And that's when all the chaos creeps in. It's when these two come in conflict against each other's, and you are like in the middle here, getting clashed, getting fucked by these two, by the current version of yourself and by the future version of yourself. We are always living in a constant state of paralysis, stuck as who we are, constantly dreaming of who we could have been. And the Western world is really, bruh, my look at this. They got stuck. What the fuck? Bitch. There you go. The Western world has cemented this idea that we should be ourselves. Stick to your roots. Don't forget where you came from. And don't lose yourself in the pursuit of success. Don't sell your soul. You know those fucking people, they always give credits to this guy. Oh, he didn't sell his soul for success. But have you ever really stopped to question who you are? Where is this quote unquote me that you claim to be? Where is it? Pause for a second and actually, where is the you? There's a video I watched, I swear, I hope I remember it. It's like from this guy. And I think he said, most people don't know who they are. They really don't. You ask the average person, you know, they give you their names. They say, well, this is me. But is that really you? This is like your body, you know, this is like your hand, your mind, and this is like just your hand and body. Like you never come down to this room and say, oh, body entered today, or like hand entered today. It's my hand, my body. People will give you their name. They say, well, I am, for example, I'm telling you, I'm Xanax. But that's just a word, you know? What about the official name? Those are just two words that your parent given to you. It's your name, it's not you. So who is you? Let's get concrete here for a second. The truth is that you don't exist in the way that you think you do. Okay? Your identity, what you claim yourself to be, is not real at all. It's just a collection of stories about your past. That's it. You've basically gaslighted yourself into believing that you are someone specific when in fact you're not at all. Okay? Everything that you claim about yourself is just a story from the past. And when you combine those stories together and you put them in a linear sequence order, then you get this thing, which is the identity, which is what you claim yourself to be. But it is not you, it's just a collection of stories, okay? The only way to achieve success is to become the person who deserves the success, right? So right now you don't deserve the success, that's why you don't have it, is because you are not the person who is capable of holding that success. You know how, like, for example, with video games, especially competitive video games, this is like a good analogy, is that smurfing, right? If I give you like an account of someone who is at the highest rank of the game, and you hop on that account and you log in, if you think that you're going to be able to sustain that account and sustain at that level, like the highest top play level, you are delusional. Because if you are gold, let's say you are gold or platinum in this specific game, right? And I gave you like an account that's like emerald or champion, you will drop back to gold or platinum. Like that's guaranteed to happen because you simply don't have the skill. If you had the skill, you will be that guy, right? So the reason why you don't have the success right now is because you don't have the skill and you're not the guy. So all you have to do is just let go of your current identity, let go of who you claim yourself to be, so that you can become the new person. To become the new self, to become this new person, all you have to do is literally just stop holding on who you think you are and embrace the idea of losing yourself. Embrace the idea of losing your identity, losing yourself in the pursuit of success, losing yourself in the pursuit of greatness or whatever the fuck you're looking for. Okay? This is the issue and the big lesson that I learned from Sam. The issue with the Western philosophy is that it insists that we are something solid when in reality we are constantly in a state of becoming. Time doesn't freeze. So if I take a picture of you right now, imagine I take a camera and I take a picture of you, right? That picture right there, that's a static self. This image right here, this person doesn't move. You know, we can give it like we can verbalize it in the present tense and say things like, oh, he is like this, he looks like that, he is that, because he's frozen in time. The picture is frozen in time, but you are not, though. You are not. Time doesn't freeze, so neither do we. We are in time, and we are constantly in a state of becoming. Now, it may be slow, you may not notice it over days, but when you look at a decade, there's a clear difference, right? So, like, second by second, obviously you don't notice it, but we know for a fact that you are in a consistent state of motion. You are in a consistent state of becoming. So in this moment, what I want you to do is that I want you to separate yourself from who you think you are and flip the situation on its head. You control the identity doesn't control you. You are not anyone. You are simply an observer in a state of becoming. You are you are an observer that is capable of making decisions. I discussed this in a previous video of like what consciousness is, or like what is the ego. You are an observer that is capable of making decisions, and you are aware. So this is the ability of perceive. You can perceive things, and you are connected to the unconscious. You are glued to the unconscious. And you have this sense of I. You have this sense of like, that's the best way to put it. The sense of I, like this awareness, right? And you are glued to the unconscious. You are glued to your mind and body, and you can't do anything about it. That's it. That's who you are. You are not your name. You are not your job. You are not your title. You are not your skills. You are not your qualities. You are not your character traits. You are none of those things. It doesn't matter. None of those matters. What matters is who you are becoming, because you are in a consistent state of motions, okay? So you're nothing more, nothing less than that, okay? That's the idea that I wanted to share with you in this video. So I'll have like 2 diagrams here popping up on screen, if I edit this properly. The first one is the disease, which is the static self. So this is when people believe things such as, who am I? You know, they ask themselves, who am I? You know, and they're trying to find this idea of like themselves. They go on travel to find themselves. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're retarded. People in this category say that you are born this way and you cannot change who you are. Accept what you were given. Deal with it. Don't try to be something which you are not. Stay true to yourself. Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. What the fuck? People here, they really sit down and they say, well, the self is me. This is who I am. And I am bound by the limits of who I am. If I'm bad with timetable, then I'm bad with timetable. If I'm a lazy motherfucker, then I'm a lazy fuck, you know. You tell someone, like you tell a lazy guy, come on, you can be productive. They say, no, bro, I'm a lazy guy. Like I tried, I know, yeah, I tried to be productive, but I'm a lazy guy. They don't understand that they're not lazy. Their past stories are lazy, but they're not lazy because you are consistently changing. So you can change and become a not lazy by building new stories, right? These people really are unable to change because they are glued to this idea of the static self. So you want to drop this philosophy of the static self and adopt a whole new idea. If you've ever doubted yourself when you are in the pursuit of your goals, right? And you kind of question yourself, man, do I really want this? Like, is this me? Am I really suited for this? It doesn't matter, because you can become the person who is suited for this. So the new philosophy of self is the becoming self. It's not static, it's the becoming, okay? So you want to constantly be asking yourself, who am I becoming? You know, we are born into an environment, and who we become is the byproduct of our thoughts, choices, and actions. It's not the past. It's not who we are in the past. It's who we are right now that decides what the future will become. It doesn't matter what is true. It doesn't matter the past. None of that matters. What matters is what you're going to do about it. Accept that you can be whoever you want to be and achieve whatever you want to achieve. Become whoever you want to be, and don't feel bad about losing yourself in the process. Don't feel bad about selling your soul or losing yourself in the pursuit of success, because that's the whole idea behind it, is that you lose the current shitty version. You hate the current self, right? You hate your current life. You hate the current situation you're in. So why the fuck would you ever get attached to that shit? Who gives a fuck about losing that? It doesn't matter. The self doesn't exist. It's merely an illusion of you clinging to an identity built up of stories about the past. That's it. And you can let it go and build new stories, which then in the future literally becomes your new past, you know? So that's the whole idea here in this video. in the next video, I'm going to talk about shadow work, which is something that's seriously transformed my life, and I'm gonna explain it like no one else before, okay? Because I'm pretty sure you've seen videos about shadow work, but no one actually gives like practical application. I'm gonna teach you how to do it the right way, okay? So if you found this helpful, wait one sec, just before you click off. I know a lot of people clicked off already. Just before you click off, if you the type of guy who can't make visible, tangible progress to your goals, then there is a video in the description that explains how to leverage systems and psychology for behavior control, okay? Feel free to check it out if you're the type of guy who have like self-control and behavior problems and you can't seem to like stick through your goals and make tangible progress, right? To be honest, I'm gonna be totally transparent. It's designed to sell you something. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. And to be fair, I don't really care if you buy the fucking program or not, but just this is like for the guys who like serious about this and they want to take it a step further. Feel free to check it out, okay? So yeah, that's it for this video. You know, like and subscribe, do all that YouTube bullshit. It really does help me out. Like if you didn't know, if you like the video, you know, I get like 10 views, right? If one of those guys like the video, I get another 10 views and it grows like exponentially. You can literally like trigger this snowball effect for me. So help your fellow YouTuber, bro. Come on. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and take care, bro.